Yo, what's up, MMA fans? It's your boy, MMA Blaze. Want um about to get into a new video, man. I want to make I basically want to make my UFC 124 predictions. Josh Koscheck versus George St. Pierre. Now, basically, you know what I'm saying. To be honest, I've done these predictions a couple of times already. Excuse me, man. A little technical difficulties. But I've done these predictions already. You know what I'm saying, and basically, I just want to do them again. Uh, got a couple people on the card I didn't know was going to be on there, like Thiago Alves and uh, Doomsday Howard. I didn't know they were going to be on the card, and Joe Stevenson and Mac Danzig. So I want to give them my predictions on them as well as Josh Koscheck and George St. Pierre. So here goes. Um, Now I'm gonna work my way from the top of the card, working my way to the bottom. What I think is gonna happen in this fight between George St. Pierre and Josh Koscheck. Now look, let me tell you something, man. Honestly, I believe that Josh Koscheck is going to make some improvements in this fight. Now look, this the way everybody says. Everybody talks about the first fight. Oh, Josh Koscheck didn't know that George St. Pierre wanted to come in and wrestle him. He was, just expecting for George to come in and stand with him. And Josh Koscheck was, like a new invented Josh Koscheck. He wanted to show off his hands and show people he had knockout power. And he wanted to come and stand up and do a striking match with GSP. But he wasn't planning on George St. Pierre trying to take him down. He didn't think George St. Pierre could take him down, so he wasn't aware of it. This is the point I'm trying to make. If you're a great wrestler and you're a good enough wrestler and you've been wrestling all your life like Josh Koscheck has, you should be able to adapt and adjust your game to any level. You be like, oh, so this is what you want to do. You want to wrestle. All right, fine. I'll wrestle then. I mean, there it is. I mean, I understand you might not have been, practicing on that every day and training and everything and, bringing, get all the rusty skills out of your wrestling and everything, but it's MMA, man. You got to be ready for anything. You see what I'm saying? Anything. But like I say, man, I just want to say, I do believe that George St. Pierre is reincarnated. He's reinvented. I hope he doesn't let me down this time. Honestly, I think George St. Pierre, his training with Freddie Roach has really done him some good. I believe he's really confident in his hands. I think we're going to see a much different George St. Pierre. I don't know why, man. I just have that feeling. And honestly, I think we're going to see a different Josh Koscheck. But I gotta tell you guys, I don't think it's gonna be all that. Put it like this: I just think that George St. Pierre, if he was fighting the same George St. Pierre that maybe fought Dan Hardy or fought Thiago Alves, he may have a better chance of winning this fight. But since George St. Pierre has stepped his game up, and he doesn't. You can see George St. Pierre. It started to get to his head a little bit. People call him a born fighter. It's not affecting him that much. He doesn't care that much, but to a certain extent, he does care because we all the fans, and he doesn't want to get the reputation of just being a born fighter. No fighter does. If you do, you don't belong in the sport. So I think that George St. Pierre really has been practicing on his stand up and his wrestling as well. Anything can happen in this fight. But I'm going to tell you what I'm predicting what's going to happen. Josh Koscheck is going to come into this fight thinking that George St. Pierre is afraid to stand up with him. He's going to come in so confident. And I think that he's just going to be so confident that he can knock George St. Pierre out. And he's going to try to land something. I'm going to tell you something. He's going to try to go for the knockout so much he's going to overcommit. And George is going to counter him with something, man. And I don't believe that that's the only thing that Josh Koscheck is going to try to do. I think he's going to try to submit George. Believe it or not, I think he's going to try to wrestle George, get him down to the ground, and he's going to try to submit him. If that doesn't work, he's going to try to knock him out. Either one first. He could either try to knock him out first. If that doesn't work, he's going to try to wrestle George to the ground and try to submit him. When none of it's working, it's going to turn into a stand-up match. George should probably take Josh Koscheck down just to prove a point, to show him, hey, look, I'm a much better athlete than you. I'm a much better wrestler, because George St. Pierre is a very, very confident and proud guy. He wants to prove that he's the best. You see what I'm saying? That he can beat you in your own game. I can do this better than you. I'm a better athlete. So I think what he's going to do is he's going to take Josh Koscheck down just to show him it doesn't matter. Even in the first fight that you were totally unaware that I was going to wrestle you and take you down, I could do it with you aware of it. you know, I could still take you down even though you know that I'm going for the takedown. I could take you down either way. There's nothing you could do about it. So he's going to prove that point first. You know what I'm saying? And then when he's unable to, I believe that George St. Pierre is going to be unable to finish Josh Koscheck on the ground as well. I don't think he's going to be able to finish Koscheck. I don't believe he's going to be able to submit him on the ground. He's not going to be able to ground and pound him to a TKO. So what's going to end up happening, either George St. Pierre can win this fight by a decision, you know, from, you know, the way he won the first fight, but a little bit more exciting in a little bit more exciting fashion, just because he wants to win this fight with a bang. You know, he wants to put a stamp on his victory. So it could be a little bit more exciting. So that's one way he can win this fight, by unanimous decision. Or Josh Koscheck is going to be so cocky and so overconfident that he could knock George St. Pierre out. He's going to overcommit. He's going to get caught. He's going to get countered, and George St. Pierre is going to knock Josh Koscheck the fuck out. I guarantee it. I promise you. George St. Pierre will knock Josh Koscheck out in this fight. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. See, a lot of people think just because George St. Pierre got knocked out by Mercer that his chin is suspect, his chin is weak. George St. Pierre doesn't have a weak chin, man. I'm going to tell you, he doesn't have a glass jaw. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of GSP, I got to say that. I do like the guy. I used to be a huge fan of his, you know. But I'm not particularly a huge fan of his style of fighting anymore because it's become kind of boring. But like I said, I believe in my heart and I have confidence. And like I said, I hope he doesn't let, make me go like, oh shit, there he is again with that boring ass style of fighting again, winning with these boring ways. But like I say, a part of me feels that George St. Pierre is reincarnated. He's going to come in here with bad intentions and he's going to try to finish this fight. I promise you. Josh Koscheck does not know what he's in for. I like Josh Koscheck. I'm going to tell you something. Josh Koscheck is one of my favorite fighters at 170 pounds. He's very exciting. He knocks people out. When he takes you down, he does great ground and pound. He always goes for the finish. I really love seeing this guy fight, and we need more fighters like him. But unfortunately, I feel so bad for him. He's not going to be able to... I'm telling you, he's not going to be able to beat George St. Pierre. If he does, look, anything can happen. It's a sport of MMA. I'm sure, Josh Koscheck can come with one of those overhand rights, always. But that's not really a great way of... I'm going to tell you what Freddie Roach did. He went and he did some touching up on George. Let me see how much more time I have. All right, got time. He went over there with Freddie Roach and basically worked on things he wanted to get sharp. Like he wanted to become like a really technical, boxer. You know what I'm saying? I'm a southpaw, so I got my right hand in front, so yeah. But he wanted to come, a technical boxer, and even though he may not have become the greatest boxer of all time over a few months, but he got down certain things that he needed to know to fight a guy like Josh Koscheck, because Josh Koscheck doesn't know how to hold his hands in a fight. And he doesn't, Josh Koscheck doesn't really, he doesn't hold his head down. He comes in and he steps in and he throws an overhand right. And when a proper boxer is trying to get that, all he has to do is tuck his chin, hold his hands the right way, and I promise you, man, do great technical boxing when a guy like Josh Koscheck and he's getting knocked out. It really doesn't even have to be all that. You don't even have to have a perfect form for fighting Josh Koscheck. Look at Paulo Thiago. You know what I'm saying? Josh Koscheck left himself wide open. He was just getting too overconfident, thought his power was undeniable, thought he was going to get the knockout. He got countered, got hit right on the button on the chin. Bye-bye. And I'm telling you, George St. Pierre is much faster than Paulo Thiago. He's a much better athlete, and George St. Pierre is a much smarter fighter. So he can come with an uppercut, you know what I'm saying, any type of way, you know what I'm saying, man. I'm getting my my boxing on right now. I'm just playing around, man. But honestly, man, I'm telling you, man, what's going to happen is, man, Josh Koscheck is going to get countered with something. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. George St. Pierre will win his fight by knockout or TKO. I promise you, man. If he wins by submission, I will be very surprised. But that could happen as well. If he wins by unanimous decision, I would not be surprised, because it's good old-fashioned GSP for you. But if Josh Koscheck wins this fight by unanimous decision, I will be very blown away, because George is not known to let a guy outwork him, outdo him in anything. If you beat George St. Pierre, you have to beat this guy by knockout. Plain and simple, man. Or submission. But it's really not really any great submission artists. I mean, there's some good submission artists in the welterweight division, but none as great as Damian Maia or anything like that. So I think that Josh Koscheck, man, I'm sorry, man, but you're not going to win this fight, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm kind of rooting for Josh Koscheck. I do want him to win because I want to mix things up a little bit in the welterweight division. I kind of want Josh Koscheck to win his fight so we can. But in a way, part of me wants to see George St. Pierre win his fight so we can see a George St. Pierre versus Jay Shields. I really want to see that. It's very intriguing to me. And but sorry, man, somebody got to win, and I just believe George St. Pierre is going to come out more superior that night. He's going to be on fire, man. I'm telling you, both of these guys are going to come out and do great. You're going to see improvements from both of these guys, but George St. Pierre is, I promise you, he's going to be on fire that night. But now who would I think is going to win this fight between Howard and Thiago Alves? Basically, both of these guys have great power, strong punching power in their game. Neither one of them are that great of a fighter to me. I'm sorry. Especially Doomsday Howard. Doomsday Howard, it just has very explosive power. I mean, if this guy hits you with one shot, you know what I'm saying? I don't mean to keep punching, but, you know, I'm kind of, you know, I don't want to be out standing still. Like, if this guy hits you with one punch, you know, you'll be knocked out. So, you know, I'm just trying to demonstrate for y'all. But, yeah, man, honestly, man, if Doomsday Howard connects with one shot and he connects in the right place, it's go to sleep. Period. You're out of there. Period. And, obviously, if Thiago Alves does, he has great Muay Thai. He has great BJJ, Jiu-Jitsu. He has some decent boxing. You know what I'm saying? He's a good striker, and he has explosive power. He's knocked a number of guys out, and so has Howard. But I got to get his fight to Alves because he's just all around a more skilled fighter. And I just don't think that Howard is I don't believe that he's a great I don't think he's more superior than he's only going to go so far, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a good fighter. Anybody can get better, but Howard, you know, I just don't believe this is his fight to win. And honestly, if you ask me, I never rode the hype train of Thiago Alves. I like the guy. I like the kid. You know, he's a good fighter. He's talented, but I never thought he would be GSP. I knew that he would even be Fitch. To me, Matt Hughes is not. Matt Hughes is okay fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's not that good of a fighter, and he beat Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes is on his way out. You know, out of his prime, anyways. You know what I'm saying? When he beat him, you know, so that wasn't that impressive to me. It was impressive, but it wasn't that impressive. And Thiago Alves is just, you know, he just has a lot of power to me. He punches very slow. He you know, the real slow punching. You know, he has some very hard leg kicks, very hard. People always talks about his ground game, but I really haven't seen him submit anybody in a very long time. So I don't know if he's rusty or not, or maybe he just concentrates on knocking guys out. But to me, he's not that great of a fighter. But hey, if you want to see an exciting fight, guaranteed to put these guys in the octagon, you're going to see explosions. And that's what we need sometimes. Sometimes we need these type of fights on these fight cards to make these things exciting, just in case the main event doesn't fall through and it doesn't deliver, you know, the way it's supposed to. So we need good explosion, dynamite fights like this. You know what I'm saying? So look, hey man, I pick Alves to take this fight by unanimous decision or possibly a submission. I don't see Howard get knocked out. I don't say, you know, Alves could. I mean, hold on. Let me say, Howard could very well land something and knock Thiago Alves out. He has been knocked out in the past. Well, he's been beat by John Fitch. He got hurt pretty bad. And like I say, anything can happen. They both hit extremely hard, and anything can happen. But I'm picking Alves in this fight to win a unanimous decision, or he could probably even pull an old trick out of his bag and submit this guy by armbar or choke him out. Either one, Thiago Alves is winning this fight. But don't count out Howard. Don't count him out. Mac Danzig versus Joe Daddy Stevens. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this fight. I'm not a big fan of neither of these guys. Sorry. Joe Daddy's going to win this fight. Mac Danzig is good, but he doesn't really show me anything to let me know that he's just at that next level in his career yet. He's a good fighter. He's not a great. Joe Daddy Stevenson is going to take this fight by unanimous decision. Period. That's just what's going to happen. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the predictions. Excuse all the fucking Power Ranger moves, but nah, man. Nah, man. But you know, hope y'all enjoyed the predictions. Let me know what y'all think. You think Josh Koscheck gonna get his ass kicked? You think George St. Pierre is gonna get his block knocked out? You can think his chin gonna get broke? Think his jaw gonna get broke like Koscheck say? Think he gonna overhand right him, lay him out, make him do the Ricky Hatton? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? But I think me myself, I gotta go with George St. Pierre for the knockout TKO So hey, you guys, till next time, enjoy yourself.